Today I'm going to show you how you can create 30 native ads in 30 minutes or less. So before I go ahead and show you exactly how you guys can do that, let's go over why native ads work. And the reason why native ads work is it looks like the photo is user generated, meaning it's probably a grandma or a grandpa took a picture on their phone and it just looks very native to the platform. Something like this, which like if you look at it, it's like, oh wow, that is super cool. But the problem with this is a lot of people think this is all they have to do with native ads to to get them to convert. And that's just not the case, right? Because the problem here is sure, this might stop a mom or a grandma to look at this ad, but this doesn't drive any curiosity, right? Because why would anybody ever go read your headline or text or like your long form copy on your ad if it's in a photo like this? You're looking at this is like, oh cool, they might like it, then that's all good. But if it doesn't drive curiosity, then like why would they ever read your copy? So that brings me to the next point where it's pattern interrupt. Although we want our ads to look extremely native to the platform, we have to still make them pattern interrupt, right? Like we can't just put this post up and think, oh yeah, that's going to start converting, because nobody is curious enough to go read the headline. But if you came across this ad, and I love this ad because like, or photo, just because like, if you came across this photo, you'd be like curious, why is there a dog in the fridge, right? And I don't know, I never have my dogs in the fridge, so maybe it's just me. But if they came to this ad here or this creative here, they're like, why is that? Like, one, it's going to stop them because like you don't see a dog very often in a fridge, so that's going to be like, why is there a dog in the fridge? But then they're gonna be like, okay, I need to figure out why this dog is in the fridge. Then they're going to read the headline, right? And so this is what I mean by pattern interrupt. When you come to this one, it's like, oh, cool, a nice puppy or a nice dog, cool, you might like and move on with your life. But with this one, it drives curiosity. It's like, okay, why is this dog in the fridge? And so then they start thinking, well, let me go read and see why it's in the fridge. And that's when you can start selling it, which brings us to our next point is we sell the emotion first and then the pitch. The reason why we do this is first we get them to stop. So obviously this photo is going to get them to stop. It's going to be like, okay, wow, I need to figure out why this dog is in the fridge. Then we're going to sell it as an emotion, right? And then we're going to be like, is your dog always overheating? Is this and this? And then it's going to make sense why this dog is in the fridge, right? Because the dog is overheating. So you want the dog to cool down. And that's why the dog's in the fridge. So when we get them to read the headline, lead, whatever you want to call it, and our lead is actually somewhat good, it's going to make them curious and they're going to read it, right? And then that's the way we can sell them, right? Like this photo is not going to sell them, but what it will do is it'll make it like a purple cow, like right, like if you see a cow going down the road and it's purple, you're going to be like, whoa, what's going on there? And that's the exact same thing what this thing is doing. It's like, whoa, what's going on there? So then they start reading the copy, and that way you can start selling them on the problem that this dog is facing. And that's why native ads really work. Obviously, this soft call to action, like we are like, read more to get them to our lander or our advertorial or whatever you guys are doing, that's also implies in it, but it's not that important, right? So like the most important thing is our photo that we use and also the emotions that so the angle or whatever we decide to market this as. So let's get into it and I'll show you exactly how I do this. So first thing you're going to want to do is you're just going to want to open a new page here. And so what we're going to do, so in this case, like you can look at this and be like, okay, so in our case, we're selling this cooling mat. And what we want to figure out is why do people buy this dog mat, right? And the basic reason is to keep their dog from overheating. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to come to Google here and search overheating dogs Reddit. And what you want to do is you want to open as many of these as possible. So what you're going to do is just hit open, uh, just open new tab, and just do this for as many as possible, right? So like preferably do this for like 20 plus. And once you have them open, what you're going to do is you're going to come over here and get this tool called Reddit scrape or Reddit comment scraper. And what you're going to do here is you're going to scrape all the comments and then just hit download. So I'm going to quickly download like 20 of these and then I'll be back. So now that I have a ton of these downloaded, what we're going to do now is we're going to come over to Reddit. And you might be asking yourself, why are we doing this? The reason why we're doing this is we want to figure out the real problem people buying this, right? Because like that's the most important thing here is we do the research and we know exactly why people are buying this. If we don't know why they're buying, then it's going to be a problem in the future where like we might have an ad that works, but we don't know why it's working, right? So what you're going to do from here is let me just move this and you're just going to come to projects over here. You're going to do a new project. And from here, you can call it whatever. Doesn't really matter. So I'm just going to go dogs. And then I'm just going to hit create project. And from here, I have prompts down below. I'll have these prompts down below. But what you're going to do is you're going to come back to here and you're going to enter this very first prompt here. So in this case, I'm just going to pretty much copy this whole thing and then copy this. And what you're going to do is come back to Claude here and put it in the instructions, right? So like these are the instructions that this whole project is based under, and it has to follow these laws. So very simply, it's going to help us with copywriting, right? So we have all of the famous copywriters that are really good. So just simply just paste that in there and then you're good. From here is now, one more thing. We need to upload all of these files that we just downloaded. So if we come back here, let me just quickly select them all here. All right, now that you guys can see I uploaded a ton of these, now our next thing is going to be, now we're going to start prompting and figure out what the angle is we're going to go after. And then from there we can make prompts and we can generate these prompts or these images for these native ads. So next you're gonna come down here and you're just gonna grab this next prompt. So again, these prompts will be linked down below. So just grab this next prompt here and we're just going to paste it in. And very simply, what this prompt is going to do is it's going to find us a bunch of emotional angles that we can go after, right? So we know the exact reason why the people are buying this product, whether that's to keep their dog safe or whatever. So I'm going to just let this run, and once this is done, I will be back. So now that we have all the angles, so now we can see the dog that was fine the night before. That seems like a pretty good angle we could go on. I didn't know something was wrong. I should have known. Like that's like a shame. So I feel stupid that I had my dog the whole life, and so realistically, what we're seeing here is all these angles that you can go for, right? And so in this case, there's so many angles that we can go for. Obviously, you have feared, scared of losing the dog and stuff like that. So in this case, you're just going to go through it and you're just going to choose the angle that you want to go for. So in this case, what I could do is I could go more in depth in it. Be like, hey, could you give me the most popular one, or which one would you recommend? And then it's going to give you some of those. So what I just did is I told it to give me the graph of the most popular ones, and then now it's giving me the graph of the most popular ones that I should go for. So the biggest one is the dog that was fine the night before. Like I think that is a fairly good one. So that is going to be the angle we're going to base everything around. So then what we're going to do is come back to the prompt sheet and we're going to grab the second prompt here. So just grab the whole prompt, come back to Claude, paste it back in. And so now we're going to wait until this comes out again, but now we're going to go from here. So So once all this is done, then we will have the prompts to take to Higgsfield and generate these images. But let's go through this and let's see. Okay, the night before we took her on the exact same walk the night before, and he was fine. He was fine. I didn't understand what happened. So we're seeing some confusion. Then now it's giving us the image that should be generated with this. If we did end up writing this long form copy for this specific angle, then this is the image that we should be generating. So once this is all done, then obviously it's going to do that for every single angle that you have here, and it's going to do it a couple of times. So it's going to do version 1, version 2, version 3. That way you have plenty to test and see which one which one performs the best, and then you guys can go from there. But once that is done, then let's go and let's take the third prompt here, and this is going to be the prompt that is going to generate us the prompt that we can go and generate these images for with. So let's just hit that and paste this in here. So once this is all done, I'll be back and then we'll generate some of these images. So now that we have all these prompts, as you guys can see here, it's still working on it, but it doesn't matter. So now that we have all of these prompts that we can use, so now we can see this, the first one, the second one, it's going to give you 3 prompts per angle, right? So in this case, we have these here. So what we're going to do is we're going to just copy this here, just hit copy. And then from here, we're going to go to Higgsfield. So let's just go to Higgsfield and then just hit pretty much log in. Okay, what's going on? Oh, shit. Okay, I'll fix that afterward. But once you're in here, you want to just come down here and you want to go to Nana Banana Pro. You can do Nana Banana 2, like that. There's a bunch of these that you can move. Let me just move myself here. So there's Nano Banana 2, like let's do that one. So what you're going to do is paste in this prompt here, and you're going to hit 1-to-1 ratio, and obviously you're just going to do 1K. And then I always like generating like 4 of them. Granted, you might not be on the plan that I'm on, so like you can just generate one, and if you need some tweaks to be made, you can definitely do that. But I'm just going to hit generate here, and then I'm going to do this for a couple of more here, so that way you guys can see like we can rapidly make so many very good, very good very good native ads here that would crush on Facebook. So let's come back here. Let's do the exact same thing for the second prompt here, because now in this case, I'm just going to do the angle that is recommended by AI that would work the best. So the very first one, but yeah, let's just go back here. It's fine. I'll fix that after. So let's go here and let's go paste this in here, hit generate. And so here's a couple that are already generated. So as you guys can see here, this one, it kind of makes sense because we're talking about taking them on a walk here. Let me just make sure these are generating. Okay, so it's not letting me. I'll resume this. But here is the very clear. So right here, you're like the walk we took before. So if somebody saw this, they'll be like, okay, what happened? What's going on, right? So they'll be like, why is there a dog leash there? Why are there a pair of shoes? And so that would now when we come back to Claude here, we go back up to the very first story here. Let's just scroll up here, and it's like the dog that was fine the night before. We took her on the exact same walk the night before, and he was fine. He was just fine. I don't understand what happened. So now like now that we have this here, which this is awesome. This is kind of like okay. So this hinting towards the dog passed away, which I don't know. Like in theory, I don't know if I would go down that angle unless you find on Reddit. Let's actually go back here and let's see if we can find that the dog actually passed away from the stroke, because I do know that that happens. So let's go back here. Let's go see if, because I don't want to make up a fake story, right? Because like that's what a lot of people are doing, and it's just like it's so extremely fake to the point where it just doesn't even sound realistic. So let's see. Dog passing away. Let's say my dog died suffering a heat stroke today. Okay, let's take a look at this. Okay, so this is actually a good way you can probably market it. So like this in this case, this what this is telling me is one, their dog passed away, and those were the shoes that they were wearing when they were walking this dog. So now what we could do is we could take this and make this into a long form copy on our ad where it's like you're telling how your dog passed away or passed away from a heat stroke, and then from there you could introduce your product, which is the dog cooling mat, and then this image would kind of make sense here, right? Because of like now the dog leash is empty, like they can't walk their dog anymore, and so this would make sense. So like I would generate more, but it's asking me to update this, and I'm going to do that after. But yeah, as you guys can see here, like there's quite a few. I don't know if I would show the hand here, so I might just play around with it and be like remove the hand or just hang the leash on a door. This is how you can create a lot of very good native ads that you can use. So I really like this one. I might just remove the hand, which you can just like enhance or like just mark it, and then it's going to erase it. So that's how you make a ton of good native ads. And again, you can make hundreds, right? Like you have prompts for days here. So what I would do is just pretty much do this for every single one and just choose the best 20, 30, 40 ads or native ads that you like, and just like upload them and test them. But the one thing I want you to remember here, though, is like if we're selling this specific, my gosh, if we're selling this specific, right, where the dog passed away, now you can't walk them anymore, which is a fantastic angle, but your product page has to match that. You can't be like, oh, keep your dog cool, right? Then you have to be like, keep your dog from getting a stroke, because that was the angle that was going around here, where it's like this is a this prevented or this happened to my dog where he had a stroke. So like kind of market the product towards like this is going to help them prevent, or this is going to prevent them having a stroke and stuff like that. And if you do that, I guarantee you that your ad's going to convert. You can't just do like, oh, they keep your dog cool in the summer, or like that's just the ad and the copy on the ad, or the long form copy on top of the ad is just not going to line up with the product page ad or product page. And what is going to happen is like it's like, oh wow, it doesn't match, and you'll have a lot of people dropping off. So make sure the pre-lander, the advertorial they come to, it's actually explaining like five signs that your 5 signs that your dog is struggling with overheating, 5 signs that your dog is struggling with or is about to have a stroke, right? So like have that, and then have them read it. And if it obviously if they come to your page and they read it and at least one of them like matches their dog, they're going to be like, wow, I need to buy this, my pet is going to pass away. And that's how you're going to convince them to buy it. Obviously do this ethically. I don't want you to just like say, oh, if your dog breeds, then he's about to die, right? Like obviously make sure that the information you give them uh, is actually true. But yeah, that's how I make 30 to 100 native ads in like an hour.